Nano Banana 2 has just hit the AI image generation space. As a big step up from Nano Banana Pro, it has better consistency, so things like world building, storytelling all become way easier with this model. So today, we're going to check it out. Now, one of the things that really blew me away when Nano Banana Pro came out was its intelligence. And Nano Banana has stepped this up another level because it's actually linked to Google Gemini. It can get real world information and include that in your image, even if you don't include it in the prompt. Take this infographic as an example. You can see here it has successfully described the four main styles of MMA, which is wrestling, BJJ, Muay Thai, boxing, and even add in a little bit of information underneath all those categories. And you'll notice I didn't actually list these in the prompt. I simply asked for an infographic describing the best martial arts styles to be successful in MMA. Now, taking a look, I can see the styles are accurate. I've been training in martial arts for 20 years, and I've seen this information over and over again. It's definitely 100% correct. Now, when it comes to the points underneath each style, it's also fairly accurate there as well. Even down to the many various illustrations that are near each style, but also it lists the names of very popular fighters who have worked using those styles, and it's actually linked those up pretty accurately as well. One thing to note though is that the visuals can be very consistent, and this can be a great thing if you want things to look similar across the board. As you can see here with this other infographic I created on fitness using a very vague prompt as well. But if you want things to look more unique, you actually need to go ahead and specify how you want these diagrams to look. Now I'll show you what I mean by modifying the prompt of this image. I'm also going to give you a quick run through of how Nano Banana 2 actually works when you're generating images. I'm going to do this within OpenArt as they have sponsored this video, and there's a link in the description. I also want to quickly mention that Wonder users on OpenArt get unlimited access to Nano Banana 2 until the 12th of this month. Now coming into OpenArt, you have this interface which is incredibly simple to use. I come down to image and I go create image. Now if we come up, you notice I've generated a few of each diagram. If I click on this MMA one that we just looked at here, I can either just copy the prompt or I can come down here to recreate image and it will pop the prompt in there and even choose the model. And if you can't see Nano Banana 2 here, just simply click on the model, and on the right here you can choose between various different models to generate with. Now that is one of the cool things about having an all-in-one platform, is you can test out various models if you're not getting what you want. But now I have my prompt with the infographic describing styles successful in MMA or UFC. I'm going to add a full stop, and then the design of the infographic should be gritty, grungy, and dark. Include elements of the cage in the background. I can choose auto polish, but I'm going to leave that off. And you'll see I have output here up to 4K, and I can choose 16:9 or any other aspect ratio. I'm going to leave it at that with 4K so we can get a better comparison. Now, one thing I want to mention is that in the past, when I've tried to get 4K out of Gemini, it hasn't really worked. And I've only really been able to get it out of an all-in-one platform like this. So it's definitely worth checking out OpenArt if you want to play around with Nano Banana 2. But for now, I'm going to hit generate and see what our results look like. And see how we've been able to get the same basic type of information with a grittier style, and even add some variation on the information. I love the way it's added gloves and certain elements into the corners of this particular image, but also this one has summarized things a little bit more with wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and striking, mentioning the various styles in the corner, and even down to some of the graffiti on the cage in the background. It's nailed this style pretty well. So actually describing your style, Nano Banana 2 does a great job of adhering to what you're asking for. But the fact they're able to combine an AI image model with a language learning model to get that information in there really makes it a whole different level of AI. But how does it compare to previous versions? Now, I created this infographic with Nano Banana Pro. Just create a social media graphic detailing the steps to cooking a chicken in the oven. It's very simple, and you can see from the diagrams that it looks like a pretty decent infographic. I don't know if this is accurate because I don't cook chicken in the oven, but I decided to throw the exact same prompt at Nano Banana 2. And you'll notice the look is very similar. However, there's a lot more information in the steps of the Nano Banana 2 infographic. If I was to actually follow these steps, the infographic on the left would be very, very vague, but the new one on Nano Banana Pro 2 gives me a little bit more information, and I feel like I could probably more easily actually make this happen following this infographic. That is assuming that it is accurate. But also, I'm not a huge fan of the style of this infographic. It looks good, it looks sharp, the text is crisp, but what if I want something a little bit more professional that I can use as a graphic designer or a creative professional? Well, again, I take that prompt and add in what I want to see in the style I would like to see it. So I get something a little bit more attractive, and this is what I get. More realistic images that are more like professional photography, a more elegant layout and look, and something you're far more likely to respond to when it comes to food than a cartoony diagram. Now, while we're talking about the intelligence of this model, it also comes down to the fact that because it is linked with Gemini, it actually is better at following your instructions. You can use plain English a lot more than you can with other AI image models. So in the past, I would say not to include something in an image with a different model, and it would sometimes include it. Like if I said something like, don't include any dogs, it would pop dogs into the image because the word dog is in the prompt. But switching over to Nano Banana 2, and we notice we get a whole variety of animals, but there's no dogs, and we get a much more photorealistic image without having to get too in depth on the prompt. Now this is further proven by what we've seen in the infographics over here, where we haven't asked for the information, but it's actually been looked up, including this map of Australia. It has already looked up the various different states, the locations of each city, and I haven't mentioned those in the prompt. But if I come over and get a little bit more cryptic with my prompt, I could say something like, create an image of USA's most famous statue, and I'm thinking the Statue of Liberty. Add the name of the statue next to it and the city it is in plain text. I don't want a night photograph, so hopefully it should be daytime, but I want it to look like a professional photo. The photograph shouldn't have been taken in the past 50 years, so I'm hoping it interprets that to mean that I want an old photograph. So this is a very poor way to describe what I'm after, but there's enough information there to determine what Nano Banana 2 should produce. So I'm going to hit generate. And despite me not mentioning the Statue of Liberty, it has included it. It has nailed the assignment on every single image, adding the text, making it look like a very old professional photograph. So you can see just how intelligent this model really is. The next thing they've tried really hard to work on in Nano Banana 2 is the precision. That means it's really great at rendering text, and some have even used it to translate text within images. In the past, I've suggested this could be a great tool for very quick and fast graphic design using AI, but there's a whole bunch of different ways you can use this, and it just makes the image generation side of things that much more accurate. So here we have the poem Invictus. So I want to basically take this entire poem and feed it into the prompt. So if I come over and say something like, please create a social media graphic for the poem Invictus using the following text, and I paste in the text, but here's one thing I'm going to test it on. I'm going to change black as the pit to black as the shoe to see if it actually references the poem itself or the text I've pasted in there. But I'm also going to come down and say, add the poet's name to the image, and then add a few other instructions. Make the text white in a vintage style text against a dark liminal background, which is mostly grayscale with a hint of red throughout. So I've really described what I want to see quite accurately here. I've given it a lot of text. I'm actually even going to add in quotation marks just to make sure it understands and has added the poet's name to the image. So this is some pretty clear instructions, but also it's a lot for the engine to handle. So if I hit generate, let's see what we get. Now I asked for 3 images, but it didn't exactly nail the assignment. It did what I asked it to, which is actually pretty good, but it didn't add the title on 2 of the images. But at least with one of them, it took the initiative and added that anyway. So one of these images is exactly what I'm after, including changing the word from pit to shoe, but the other 2, not quite right. So you do still need to be quite clear with your instructions. But if I take this image, which I found on Pexels, which is written in German, and download it, and where it says to add visual references up here, I'm going to drag that image in, and it's here. And it says here, it says at image 1. So if I say, please translate the text from at image 1 into English, and then I'm also going to say, keep the rest of the image identical using the same writing style for the text. So I'm trying to basically recreate this image, but with the text in English. So I can test that out. I'm going to hit generate, and you can see these 3 images are all pretty much the same except for the X over the D here. But if I open up this last one, and it does seem to be correct. I know that the top line did say attention, and I know some basic German, but I wasn't sure on the rest of the text. And so I decided to head to Google Translate, and I popped the text in here, and the translation matches that of our image. So at least as far as Google Translate is concerned, it's a fairly accurate translation. This really offers a powerful image tool beyond just simply creating images that look good or you can use within bigger projects. But also it has great consistency with characters and objects. So if you were able to put in several characters into a scene, Nano Banana can effectively reproduce those very accurately along with several objects as well. Take this image here from earlier. If I was to come down and use as a reference, and from there, using that reference image, I can say, take each animal and person from, I just simply type at, choose reference image, and put them in a car going on a road trip. Shot should be taken from the front of the car, showing all the people and every animal. And it has managed to absolutely nail it, putting every single character in the scene. I can go through and I'll show you side by side how it manages to get so many of the different characters in there, matching things like clothing, even the dad's wedding ring from one image to the other. It actually has gone through, scanned the image, and has done a very accurate job of keeping everything exactly the same and including it all within the car. So that makes this image and the capabilities of this model extremely impressive. But you can also take a whole bunch of various images, drag them all in, and I can put every single image into a more detailed prompt. So I've gone through and added in these two running away from the man in image 6 in this street with a few different neon signs and this car in the background. So I can actually add in a whole bunch. I can actually add in more images. I've only used half the amount of images. You can see here it says 7 of 14. And I can add in all of these references to test out just how strong this model is. So again, I hit generate, and now, while it's a bit of an ask, it has managed to actually pull that off pretty successfully. But due to that complexity, it hasn't really blended as well as we might hope. There wouldn't be much of an AI image model if we weren't able to compare the quality. We need to make sure that the image model is actually working and producing better images than before. Intelligence is one thing, but we also want to see better quality in our images. So let's do a few comparisons to see how much they've upgraded from Nano Banana Pro through to Nano Banana 2. Starting off with some images I created a while ago. This one was made with Nano Banana Pro. And it looks kind of real, but there's a little bit of an artificial nature to it. The way that the sky and the water, everything's just a little bit too perfect. But when I switch over to Nano Banana 2, now we get something a bit more organic. Everything matches, blends in a little bit better. And he's actually holding that same pose, but there's just a little bit more realism in this image, and I think it definitely worked out pretty well. But this second image is more of a 3D CG style, like Unreal Engine render, cyberpunk, and I don't have any criticisms of this image. It looks pretty solid. But the difference is when you go to Nano Banana 2, there's a little bit more liveliness to it. The color, the detail, there's so much more going on in this image, and just little things like the little cybernetics on her arms, the details is added in there that kind of are there if you really look for them, but they blend organically into the whole image. Just makes it something nice and something you can investigate. Definitely a step up, I believe, with this image also. And that added detail and fidelity is very well demonstrated going from this cartoony image with Nano Banana Pro. And again, same prompt, there's a lot more happening in the background. We've got skate or park, we've got some text there, but zoom in on a few different areas of the main bunny and there are little tiny Easter eggs, pun intended, hidden within the image. And even with this image again made with Nano Banana Pro, it's a turtle on a skateboard, this time aiming for photorealism. This one looks really solid, but we switched to Nano Banana 2 and again that level of detail added into the background with the text and the people there, but also onto the skateboard itself. You can see there's something actually like a sticker on the skateboard. It actually has text on it and it actually makes sense. So you can see how the images that are made with Nano Banana 2 have so much more going on. So if you're looking for a far more lively image, Nano Banana 2 seems to be a pretty solid choice. But the editing capabilities of Nano Banana 2 are actually also really, really impressive. If you could consider all the things we've already touched upon, this becomes another powerful tool for editing photos. Whether you're a graphic designer, photographer, this is a great way to go in, pop your image into, say, something like OpenArt and make some basic edits. And I'll show you some tools that'll make that a little bit easier. Now, for starters, you don't actually need any extra tools, although I'm going to touch on some. But for now, I can just come over to this image and just drag it into the prompt box and pop it in there. And then I could just simply ask for what I want to change. Can you completely recolor this image to look like a high quality color photo? And again, I can generate and it will completely reference that photo and recolor it. Notice how nothing else changed but the color. But there's some more tools we can use. In OpenArt, we can actually come down to Edit Image here and use Nano Banana 2 to edit one of our images. Now I can upload an image, but for now, I'm going to focus on the simple drag and drop. I'm going to grab this image here, or maybe this one, drag it in, and I can make some edits. Now I can come down to Describe for a nice basic edit and change this prompt to say something like, can you make the people and objects in this image blend in better by fixing the lighting and color? Keep the layout identical. So now I hit generate. Then it will take this original image, which looks a little bit bright and crazy in some areas, and just blend them in, dulling down some of the colors and adding a little bit of atmosphere so it looks a bit more organic. Coming back, we have a different image, and you'll notice down the bottom here, it does say Nano Banana 2, which is what we've been using, but we can also switch to other image editors as well. But for now, what we're going to do with this image instead is go to Area Edit. So I can grab this Area Edit tool, and I get here a few tools to move around. I can take this sort of pen tool here. If I want to change the face of the man, I can also erase if I decide I've selected a little too aggressively. I can also change the size of this brush, but otherwise I can actually select what I want to edit, come down and simply say, turn this man's face into a clean-shaven, blonde man's face, and hit generate. And we've been able to completely give this man the makeover he's always wanted. Now, while we're editing, we can also zoom in a little bit, use our hand tool to move around so we can get up nice and close with what we're doing. So this editor is pretty nifty in the way it works. But I can also come down here to Annotate. So instead, what I can do is take, say, this color, it could be red or blue. So I can say, draw an arrow down to this guinea pig here and grab my text. Maybe I click up here and type something like, change to turtle. And if I click off, I can actually resize this text. Kind of shift it across. Maybe even the same with the arrow. These handles are pretty huge, but you can see we have changed to turtle with an arrow pointing to the guinea pig. We can add in text. We can draw things like rectangles and basically add basic edits to our image. If I hit generate, that guinea pig we pointed to has now become a turtle. So that shows you there's more than one way to edit with Nano Banana Pro. Although the plain English and using the simple image creation tools is probably going to be one of the easiest ways to do it, because you can just simply ask for what you want. If you're looking for something different, these options are also available to you. So it seems that Google are working really hard to try and dominate this market by really upgrading Nano Banana 2. Nano Banana Pro is already head and shoulders above everything else, so this is like another step. So I really think it's impressive what we're able to do here. So if you want to check it out, I highly recommend trying it out on OpenArt. Again, there's a link in the description below as they are sponsoring this video. I want to thank them for sponsoring the video. And I highly recommend it as it's a powerful all-in-one platform with a whole bunch of video tools, audio tools. It's really just a really solid all-in-one for everything to do with AI media generation. But otherwise, that's the video for today, guys, and I hope you found it useful and interesting. If you did, please consider giving the video a like. Otherwise, hope to see you again soon. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.